each season in every way. Nobody knows. Sailing. Heartbeat racing as wooden floors creak under my weight. To touch the wind. Taste the salt on the tip of my tongue. I close my eyes, kissed by the setting sun, rocked by waves, to melt in the universe of blue, the mysterious unknown. Forget the lines that set my body apart from this immensity and drift away only to find myself welcomed back home. So I live here, but most of my family is in Lebanon. And in March of this year, there was a lot of bombs that were set off all over the place. So I called my brother-in-law one day. How are you? I am alive. Went to the store and came back in one piece. How are you? I am alive. The bombs have somehow missed my body today. Will you come? Maybe. Will you be back? I don't know. Will I see you again? God willing. God willing. But it does not really matter, for I see you now. Why hope for a future that can be taken from us so easily in the blink of an eye and the chard of a bomb? I would like to end with this last poem, and then I'll sing another song. So in my last trip to Lebanon, I went to one of my childhood places. It's a hill up in the mountain where I used to play when I was 14. It was one of the scariest years of my life. And so my parents took us to the mountains and we hid there. There's a lot of trees over there. And for me, going back there and seeing those trees was like meeting childhood friends. This particular tree is a cypress, and she saw me grow up, and I saw her grow as well. So when I walked up that particular hill and saw that cypress tree, I'm like, I know you from somewhere, literally. I talked to her, and this is what came out of my trip to a cypress. I have touched your rugged skin with my warm bosom, telling you secrets hidden in the depth of my soul. As I ran up the hill, you saw my shadow, drew in my scent, leaning your face to caress my hair, tightly pressed on my head, whispered in wonder where my curls disappeared. You did not mind the beads of sweat trickling through my light shirt, showing the woman I will be one day, carrying children on hips, swinging to the sound of the wind rustles of leaves. You knew what was to come. How will I shed my skins through dark nights and bright moons? How I will not know you, till the distances grew far and farther away, until the day I ran up the hill to find you waiting with infinite longing, for my eyes to remember, my soul to connect again to the scurry little feet, the ringlet of hands, the joyful squeaks, and the divine fragrance, incense of your holiness, droplets of gold oozing from your loving heart, to the fingers of my grandma, Taita, who picked each one reverently. She picked them and made blue in a pan, books from torn papers, stories from broken lives, mended the sadness with a joy overflowing in silent whispers from hills, flowers, vegetables, different in shapes and colors, slowly ripening under her care, as I was, slowly learning from her wrinkles of the long endured battles, the reverence of solitude, the silent conversations of being present. In the sun's rays, silver lining the spider's web perfectly knit on your limbs where I reach to cover you with kisses mingled with searing tears. For it has been long since I ran up that hill to fall happily in your shadows. Thank you. All right. I love Charles Aznavour. He's also not of my generation. He is quite older. He's still alive, though. He's still alive and sang last summer. So I know Aznavour from my father. And my father always sang Aznavour whenever we were in the car or in the house. He just let it lie. And so I learned Aznavour from a very, very tender age. And today, I will sing La Bohème. La Bohème, where Aznavour sings of gypsy days, where he didn't have anything. He was young, he was an artist, he didn't have a piece of food to eat, he didn't have money, he didn't have a home. He just had his easel and a paintbrush, and he would paint, and somebody would give him a hot cocoa and a room to stay for the night. And so he remembers those days. He remembers having nothing and being so joyful and happy. And at the end, he says, I come back to this place that I don't recognize anymore. And these days are gone. And these days are of my 20s. And of course, when he wrote this song, he was 20. Which is really weird, but he did write it at that time. And so La Bohème by Charles Aznavour for tonight.
Try to speak some English through it, so you can. Again, these singers, writers, poets, they really wrote wonderful poetry in French, and it was a song that they wrote. It was a story that they wrote through their songs. Je vous parle d'un temps que les moins de 20 ans ne peuvent pas connaître. Montmartre en ce temps-là accrochait ses lilas jusque sous nos fenêtres, et si l'humble garni qui nous servait de nid ne payait pas de mine, c'est là qu'on s'est connus. Moi qui criais famine et toi qui posais nu. La bohème, la bohème, ça voulait dire on est heureux, means we're happy. La bohème, nous ne mangions qu'un jour sur deux. We only ate one day out of two. Good old days, right? Dans les cafés voisins, nous étions quelques-uns qui attendions la gloire. Et bien que miséreux, avec le ventre creux, nous ne cessions d'y croire. Et quand quelques bistrots, contre un bon repas chaud, nous prenaient une toile, nous récitions des vers bouffés autour du poêle en oubliant l'hiver. La bohème, ça voulait dire tu es jolie. La bohème, Par hasard des jours, je m'en vais faire un tour à mon ancienne adresse. Je ne reconnais plus ni les murs ni les rues qui ont vu ma jeunesse en haut d'un escalier. Je cherche l'atelier dont plus rien ne subsiste. Dans son nouveau décor, Montmartre semble triste et les lilas sont morts.